Welcome, traveler. Today, I'm here to start you on a journey through Sol. If you're not familiar with the Sol system, allow me to introduce you. Step outside. It's okay. I can wait. Now look up at the sky. If you're listening to this, then you should be on the third planet. Sol contains 9 planets total and more than 200 moons. I know. You've been told that Pluto isn't a planet anymore. That's a lie. Pluto was declassified so no one would disturb the prisoners who... That's a story for another time. For now, you need to start from the beginning. Almost 300 billion years ago on the second Sol planet, the one you call Venus. The nebula that fueled my people changed into the sun you call a yellow dwarf from that nebula. You first have to understand that we Venetians do not gather minerals and nutrients like the animals of the third planet. We absorb radiation to fuel our being. That Sol nebula had the perfect level of radiation to sustain us without harm. The yellow dwarf, however, was way more dense with radiation. As the yellow dwarf raged over 10,000 degrees, we Venetians were what you would call full. From what I know, when an earthling's full, they simply stop taking in sustenance. We Venetians don't have that option. When we were overwhelmed by radiations, the results, they were devastating. For this reason, the governing body of Venus called out a scout trooper. We don't have national militaries, but instead we have a defense force for planetary threats, such as the threat from the fourth planet that we've faced for almost a million years. The yellow dwarf wasn't a threat we were prepared for, but in Sol 215, the sun let forth a massive flare, which activated my Venetian people's volatile explosions. My once lush and wonderful planet was terraformed by the force of 1 million people detonating. Each explosion released more radiation to fuel the next Venetian, then to the next, and finally, my once magnificent planet was left a desolate wasteland. The once beautiful sky is now a sick yellow hue. The heat on the planet rapidly rose to well over 200 degrees. It was unbearable. At the worst of it, the world's top scientist, Professor Serro, put out a warning to the Venetian people. He told us that the effects of our thickening atmosphere would result in higher radiation, more explosions, and eventually the end of all life on Venus. I was fortunate enough to be aboard the lottery winner's flight to find a new home on the fourth planet of Sol. That was the day 714 was assigned her pseudonym and sent through time and space to the third planet as well.